Wish is Disney's new animated movie to celebrate their 100th year anniversary, and I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great. Um, it is not one of their best, but I think that's the thing is like I've seen a couple reviews say that, and I'm like, well, who really cares if it's still good? And also, it's we're talking about what I just said at the beginning of the video. This is 100 years of Disney. Disney has made so many movies that not all of them can be bangers, but I think this one is. I think what holds this back from being one of the greats is the actual story of this movie is really strong about a character who realizes this corrupt system that her people are living in. They're being oppressed by this king who's stealing people's wishes, and then her building up the strength to tear down that system. That's important. Storytelling to see in like our society where people are under corrupt governments, not necessarily in America, or well, not just in America. You know what I mean? So I feel like for young kids to see a story of like, hey, you don't just have to blindly follow this leader or whatever. I think that's a really strong message for kids, and it also gives us this great villain, King Magnifico, who I thought Chris Pine was not going to be very good in this movie because I don't really buy him as a villain. But actually seeing it in the whole movie, fuck no, I was wrong. He is great. What makes him great is he's very unpredictable what he's going to do with his magic, what he's going to do next. And he is a real threat to our main characters, more so than maybe a lot of other Disney villains. I mean, there's Gaston and Scar, but other than that, like most Disney villains don't really pose that much of a threat. This one does, and I really enjoyed that. And his performance was great. It also was great because the character is a person who has a lot of ego and stuff like that. And Chris Pine is very good at playing characters that have a lot of style and flair to them and ego. I thought the animation I wouldn't really like, and at first I still didn't, because my main problem with the animation is it's fake 2D, and it's like, why the fuck do we not just do 2D? But actually seeing it in motion, and it's just during a lot of the scenes with magic, you understand why this needed to be 3D animated. It looks gorgeous. It's wonderful. Yeah, I can't really say many complaints about this movie other than the songs. None of them were bad. There were two. The song "Wish," the main song of this movie, you will probably hear on the radio a lot. It's a great song, but the rest of the songs were not very memorable. The one villain song King Magnifico has, it's pretty mediocre and kind of bad in some areas. Some of these other songs are just okay. They work really good in the movie. They're not horrible to listen to, but you're not going to stick with you. And so I think that's what holds this movie back. I want to say this movie right now is better than Encanto, but I really can't because of the music in Encanto being so good, and watching this movie, the music fell flat a little bit, and that's really unfortunate for this kind of movie. Otherwise, I think this is 100% another great Disney classic to add to their catalog of titles, and I think it's one that's only going to grow more popular once it hits Disney Plus. I feel like this movie coming out the same weekend as Trolls is just bullshit, and Disney and Universal should have worked out their shit and planned out things better, but they didn't, and that's really unfortunate because they just killed a movie that should be successful, and maybe it will be. It's not officially out. I went to an early screening today. Comes out this Tuesday on the 21st, so we'll see.